Flooding the market, a break from the garbage. An artist, sensitive about mind pardon. No margin for error, flawless be rarer. The black cat goddess, you walking with a panther. Painting these pictures with words like Samantha, MacGyver. Alchemy on the track, make it lava. And I won't stop rocking till I retire. Singular or plural, she break numero uno. Colder than you know.
Hey, it's your girl, Madam Money, aka Trap, and welcome to the next installment of Ass Trap. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's get it. Now, you know, I ask you guys questions all the time, so I like to do these just so y'all can ask me some fucking questions all the time. Yeah, it's crazy because this group of questions really made me understand how Brooklyn biased I am and how East Coast biased I am, but we're gonna get into all of that, all right? First question comes from G_Easley, Benjamin the Butcher. You feel me? Top 5 Hove songs. Now, this is crazy because most of the time when somebody asks me that, I like to give my like top 5 Hove features. You feel me? But since you asked me top 5 Hove songs, I had to do 10, just to let you know 5 is never enough. The first track on my list is Marcyville. Now, this is what separates the English from the Dutch when it comes down to Hove fans, because there's 2 versions of Marcyville. You have the one with Hove, Bleak, and Gita K, where Hove, like, one of the rare few times, other than, you know, like, on other diss tracks, he doesn't sub. You feel me? He's coming at J.O. felony. J.O., if you're not a felony, you a misdemeanor. You feel me? On original. But then we have the version that made it to Memphis Bleak's album, which have Beanie Siegel on there. You feel me? Just dope. Like, something about the energy on that, and they 2 total different verses coming from Hove. You feel me? Something about the energy on that, I will fucking slap the shit out of somebody, anybody, when any of those 2 versions come on. Next track on here, Imaginary Player, talking about sneak disses. You feel me? It's just something about that, just the easy braggadociousness of Imaginary Players. Y'all got, like, hands down. Next track on here for me is Dope Man. I try to tell him I'm the whole floats man, ghetto spokesman. It don't get no better than that. Next track on here is off of 444, Caught Their Eyes. It's something about that right there where he's just being really honest about, you know, his relationship with Prince and what was going on after Prince's death that was really caught my eye. You know, their eyes hide, their eyes lie. You feel me? Shit like that. Next track on here, There's Been a Murder. Like, dog, I don't think it's another more gangster intro to a track than just shots being let off and a bitch screaming to the top of her lungs. And then it goes into this euphoric, you know, type beat. You know, you feel me? You feel like you're driving on a getaway with this when it comes down to that. At least I do. Next track on here, Soon You Understand. You feel me? It don't get no real, like deeper than that. And Hove have a couple of deep tracks in his collection, but Soon You Understand, that's one. I like that better than Song Cry. You feel me? Like, when it comes down to personal shit. Even 444 itself. Next track on here, The City Is Mine. Talk about just... dog, like, yo, if you really go back and listen to The City Is Mine, you will find that this man, like, is on the top of his game. He understands what is going on in the game, and he not fucking playing with you. That's why I like it so much. Next track on here is Fallen. Fallen is one of my and it's like, I want to say Fallen / The Rock Boys in the building tonight. You feel me? I like the 2 of them right there. Crazy to me. Next track on here, What More Can I Say? What more can you say about that? You feel me? You can't get no better than that shit. And the last track on here, Poppin' Tags. Dog, I don't know, man. This is something that I like. This track just speaks to me all day and all night, Poppin' Tags. And we gonna stay hustling on the block until we call. That's it right there. So thank you so much, Benjamin the Butcher, for your question. Next question on here, it comes from It's Only One Me, to be honest, TBH. You feel me? AKA Classic Material. Top 5 albums of all time. Now, this is where it gets kind of tricky for the kid, where I realize that I'm really Brooklyn bias, and I'm like just NYC bias when it comes down to a lot of this, even though one West Coast record snuck into this top for me. But Lil Kim's Hardcore, you feel me? Ready to Die, big. No one could do it better by DOC. Now this is where it's like I found out about this album after the fact. It wasn't like something I was listening to when it dropped or something, but it just stuck and rung with me so much. Like, it's Jay-Z who put me onto it, you know, similar to those letters, no one could do it better. And that's just one of my, like, listening to that, I'm like, dog, like, this man right here was crazy with it. We do not give enough respect for the DOC. The Black Album by Jay-Z. After all his albums and stuff, just going back in retrospect, the Black Album for me, dog. I'm gonna just tell you that. And last but not least, I will stand by this to the day I die. This is the hill that I'm standing on. The Carnival by Wyclef Jean. And a lot of people ask me, why do I put the Carnival up there instead of putting the Score by the Fugees up there? This is like just like so masterfully done, has so many commercial tracks attached to it for me. Half of the album is in Creole, you feel me? And I even be singing them joints, you feel me? So when it comes down to my top 5 albums, there you go. Thank you so much, Classic Material. Next question up on the board by Grandmaster M. That's one of my day ones out here. He already know. Who should Apollo Brown work with this year? Now, I know the easy answer to this would be, you know, Elzhi, you feel me? They got to do their little Detroit thing. They got tracks floating around. I really thought about this, right? And, you know, I want to say Boldy James. And then, like, even a newer artist, newer artist to me, I wanted to say, like, Riggs. You feel me? I would like to see what Riggs could do in that lane. But ultimately, I would like to see Jay Royale and Apollo Brown work together, because Jay Royale impressed me so much with the Baltimore Housing Project EP that I think that if he gets with somebody like Apollo Brown, that could be something really, 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 really fly for Jay Royale's catalog. So thank you so much, Grandmaster M. Salute. You know, I'm still a little baby's battle rap manager when he get his teeth straight. All right, let's go. Next track on here is from At Wood for Wood. Can money grow on trees? It's funny you ask me this, because people always try to ask me shit like this, trying to be funny. But money can grow on trees if you plant the right seeds. If you plant the right seeds, monies will grow on trees for you. You feel me? This is a metaphor. When some people say money don't grow on trees, it's because they say that you can't just go and grab it and ascertain it and get it whenever you want. But if you plant the right seeds, you'll be able to do that type of shit. So yes, money does grow on trees for Madam Money. I make it when I sleep. Let's get it. Let's go. But thank you so much for your question. Next question on here is by my man's name always kill me. Like, he goes by Lucky on here, but it's IGB. Okay, we lucky. You feel me? What do you feel about Conway and Dave East collaboration? I'm gonna tell you. He said that they said it last year on Bootleg Kev Show. I'm gonna tell you right now, you are like the most Dave East stan I've ever met in my life, more than most girls I know. Cause mostly girls are into Dave East. Let me just be clear there. But you ride for Dave East so hard. A Conway and Dave East project would be dope in the respect where Dave East, like, I like Dave East, but I like Dave East before he got signed. You feel me? I felt after he got signed, he lost something going in there. Maybe he got a little too compliant. Maybe he wasn't hungry anymore. He felt like he made it. Where, you know, Conway never comes across as that. Like, all this work that he's put out, all the things he's done, he's never come across as not being hungry. So we seen Dave East, some of his finest work with Styles P, and he held his own on there, even though I say, you know, Styles P kind of carried him on Beloved a little bit. I be making a joke about that. But he did hold his own on there with that. I think that this would be a good project for Conway, because Dave East he's an industry rapper. He's a mainstream rapper. So any attention we need to get Griselda just moving up that board will be dope. Will be dope. And if Dave East, like, one thing to tell him, he better be fucking careful, because Conway ain't no joke in the booth with nobody. He also asked me, double question, you feel me, sneaking it in here, what's your opinion on Don Q? I love Don Q. He's not active enough for me. And I don't know. And it's like, he could really spit. He's one of these real spitters. He could go, like, real gritty. He could even throw that trap vibe in there, whatever. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know why he's not more active, because all this time he could be super active. You feel me? I don't know what's really the deal over there, but he need to step it up. I often say on the timeline, like, listen, I need a Don Q project, because I do. I fuck with Don Q heavy. I like his style, his energy. Thank you so much for your question. We lucky. Next on here, Expat Gunda. EXPATGOONAH. Top 5 Brooklyn MCs of all time. Now, this is where it comes into respecting your era. All right? Because you ask most people, like, what's their top, like, Brooklyn rappers, Queens rappers, or whatever, and they always want to act like they older than what they are. They always want to act like they've been more formidable in this, like, hip-hop shit than what they really is. Respect your era. Like, you know, the easy answer here is, like, you know, Kane and MC Lyte, but I didn't grow up listening to Kane. I didn't grow up listening to MC Lyte. I grew up listening to Little Kim, Jay-Z, Big, Fabulous, you feel me, and Sauce Money. Let's be clear here. So it's like, it's crazy because that's like me in the beginning. And if I moved a little further down the line, I'm disrespecting ODB so bad just now in this list. But if you move further down the line, that's when I'll introduce like the Mos Defs and the Fabulouses and all these people like that, and the Sky Zoos and stuff like that. When you talk about Brooklyn MCs, but straight off the rip, like, just protect and respect your generation, dog. You know you didn't grow up listening to no fucking MC Lyte or no Kane. You know that shit. All right, next question up is from Jersey the 420 Chef. Salute. What up 3 times to you, homie? You already know what it is. Now that states are opening up, do you think that artists are going to run to these places for show money? And I want to say, yes, they are. I have to also include that Lupe Fiasco said that he's not doing the show unless everybody show their paperwork that they got the vaccine, which is really nutty for just any artist to have that type of, like, put that type of fucking thing on them. I don't think he's in any real... It's crazy because he has a solid fan base, right? A strong fan base. Me and Blue the Cake fucking fight over this man every day, damn near on Twitter. And, you know, he has a solid fan base. But to come out and say, like, you can't go to one of my shows unless you've been vaccinated, you're putting something on the line that, you know, is deeper than rap, is bigger than rap. You toying with people's personal beliefs when it comes down to that. But, you know, crazy that he said that. But I do think that the states that, you know, are dropping the mask mandates and all of this stuff, we're going to be seeing more shows. I want to encourage every rapper to be careful out there because they will fucking juke your ass. You will get fucking robbed thinking that you run into these places. And I think it's going to be a lot of motherfucking, like, bad promoters out there stealing people's money because everybody's so fucking eager to do this type of shit. You feel me? Just be careful when you're doing that. And don't take it lightly that this thing is still floating around. Don't be, you know, on the first wave and catch the fucking 4th wave of this shit and then you out for the next couple months. You heard? So just be real careful. But yeah, they're gonna go try to get that bag. You're gonna see a lot of artists getting got by promoters and stuff out there for fake shows and shit. You're going to see a lot of things not panning out right. And just know you always a target out of town because you're targeting your own town when you are an artist. So thank you so much for your question, Jersey. Salute to you again. Next question on here by J Baby is, like, dog, I talk to you every day. I didn't even realize that was your, like, your at or whatever, which is hilarious to me. What is your most nostalgic moment in Brooklyn? Wow, such a hard question, right? And it's crazy because I was just talking to Jersey the 420 Chef, and I was telling him while we was like watching I got a story to tell documentary. We was watching that, you know, at different times or whatever have you, and I told him, like, listen, I'm from that part of the star. I tell people I'm from both parts of the star. You know, I grew up 1615 Fulton Street. I later moved close to the Marcy Projects, Pulaski and Tompkins, you feel me? So when I see something like that, that automatically, like, just brings me home. I have nostalgic moments outside of New York. You feel me? Like it'll be something like if I miss home, like, nigga, I'm going to Crown Chicken. You feel me? I'm gonna go get like a 2-piece biscuit, some fries, and a pistachio ice cream if I like get homesick while I'm abroad and stuff like that. It's crazy because I do have a lot of crazy stories coming out of Brooklyn. All right, if anybody knows downtown Brooklyn, there used to be a store. It was called the Music Express, right? And they had this long staircase or whatever. So one day, if you go upstairs, all the music was downstairs. But if you go upstairs, it was the DJ equipment, and they would have signings and all this stuff there. So one day, it was Funkmaster Flex. He was doing a signing for, I can't remember the name of the album, but it was the one that was like black and yellow. He had like, it was like a black and yellow scheme on there with all the rappers that he was dealing with on there. And they was telling us to leave because he was coming upstairs. So I passed him on the staircase. Like I passed him. He looked at me. He was on the phone. He looked at me. He rolled his eyes at me. And then he switched hands on the phone to shield himself from me. So while he's coming up the stairs, I'm going down the stairs and I flipped this motherfucker's hat all the way down this fucking staircase and just hauled ass out. Me and my best friend went out the side door, all of that shit. That's not the only time I've had a run-in with this man, but that's just one of those things, like, you know what I mean, when they come up, like you looking at me wrong, you disrespecting me wrong, I'm doing something. I know I couldn't, like, sit there and mollywop son on these staircase or whatever, but I flipped his hat, and his fitted went all the way down the stairs in this place. So, thank you so much for that. You for me. I got so many stories like that. One day I'll tell some more as y'all ask me, all right? Next question is from Dadan Data, Lord Rasta. Did you check out El Camino's last 2 drops? Do you think he's the next up? And is anything holding him back? Well, I did check out on the 3rd day. That was produced by Tricky Trips, like in its entirety or whatever, and Blockwork. Out of the 2 projects, I like Blockwork more. The Blockwork album review will be on the channel probably by the time you get this, so not, just look out for it. I like Blockwork better. But the thing about El Camino, right? And I even noticed this last year because he came with he had a couple of projects come out. Some was hit, some was misses. I'm waiting for his full album. He considers all of these mixtapes. I'm waiting for his full album to come out where we see some more of those, like, you know, melodic singing and stuff like that he's bringing to the table, because the hood needs that type of shit from a real nigga. You feel me? If anything is holding him back, is just that one cohesive album, like out the box with, just well-known producers, well-known features and stuff, something that's going to separate him apart from everything. Like, I'm late to El Camino, but since I've got into him, because I ain't really listened to El Camino since till Where's My Pyrex came out, which I was so blown away by this. I do want to say, like, El Camino is one of the youngest niggas that I could tolerate and listen to because his mind is older. He talks older to me. He reminds me of, when you find out that, like, Nas and Prodigy and all these people was like 19 and 18, 19 and shit, rapping all this older content and this mature content. He brings that type of feeling to me. Not saying that his bar work is quite there, but he brings that type of feeling to me, whereas one of the younger niggas in the underground on the scene, that I appreciate what he's bringing to the table, because you could tell he's been through it and he's matured. So if anything is really holding him back, it's just that one knockout, undeniable project, like, classic type of thing going on for him. So I appreciate your question, Dadan Dada. Let's go. All right. Shout out the Mac Homie chat. You feel me? I ain't fucking with y'all niggas. Y'all niggas is crazy. Counter Trip is from the Mac Homie chat. He asks, what's your top 5 favorite Southern rappers? Okay. And it's crazy, right? Because, we don't acknowledge the South enough. We don't talk about the South enough. And when we do talk about the South, we put certain people on pedestals, and then we completely downplay the rest of the artists out there. So for me personally, it's going to be like Lil Wayne. It's going to be Ludacris. You feel me? Scarface. It's going to be Missy Elliott. I don't know if that VA line is right there, whatever have you, but she's going to slide in there for me. And like on some old school shit, it's going to be Uncle Luke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, dog, like, we really be forgetting who brought what to the table and how things really played out in hip-hop history. But those going to be my 5 right there. Wayne, Luda, Scarface, Missy, and Uncle Luke. No, you know what I mean? Outkast, like Andre 3000 niggas not gonna be there. Like, nah. Like, you know who I fucked with a lot from down south too on the low was Cool Breeze, but we not gonna get into that. Thank you so much, Counter Trip. Next question come from Young Heflin, 1989. This is my boy right here. He always be on me. He be clocking me all day. Top 10 favorite rappers of all time. Top 10 favorite rappers of all time. Again, this is where I found out that I'm really like, and you say rappers, right? And like, I kind of wanted to like mix, like separate the rappers from the MCs, but the ones that do it the best, do it the best. You feel me? Because like, I wanted to put like a Black Thought on this list and the Elzhi on this list because like, this is like my favorite MCs of all time, but rappers rapping, Hove, Big, Kim, Jadakiss, 50 Cent, DMX, Cameron, LL Cool J, Redman, and like, yo, just on my own bullshit, Stack Bundle. That's serious. So that's like my top 10 favorite rappers of all time. I don't care what they do. Like, I'm going to be participating. I'm going to be anticipating whatever album or whatever track they have released. You know, if it's the shit trash, I'm going to call it trash too because we don't do no dick riding around here. But, you know, that's my top 10 list. Hove, Big, Kim, Jada 50, DMX, Cameron, LL Cool J, Redman, and Stack Bundles to round it out. All right, thank you so much. Cashmere P, at Prince P, you feel me? Dope producer. If you're not familiar with Cashmere P, please do. He just redid Nas's Spicy track with Fabio Foreign and ASAP Ferg. Banger. He turned that shit into a banger. That's one of like Nas's most hated tracks, and he managed to turn this shit and smooth it out and tone it down and turn this shit into a beast. So make sure y'all support Cashmere P. If you could executive produce 2 albums for an artist this year, who would it be? Now it's crazy, right? Because I have an artist, I don't want to say his name or anything like that because I'm trying to put my hands on him properly. I don't want y'all to go out there and steal like I usually do. Whenever y'all see me talking to an artist or highlight an artist, y'all other little podcasts and y'all little fucking producer folks and shit, they scurry over there because somehow if I'm vouching for them, they the next best thing, which I appreciate that accolade, but stop doing shit like that. Collaborate with me. I'm always open with that shit. So I'm not going to say his name, but there's one artist. I'll be throwing him out there, and I get this 50-50 type of thing when it comes down to the niggas. Like, niggas hear him, and it's 50-50. Some people get him, some people don't when it comes down to the males. But the females are so intrigued by this guy. I'm like, if I can get my hands on him, like, dog, it would be a rap. He would be the underground. He would be coming in real strong in the underground. And I like him too because he studies, he researches, he's trying to formulate his flow. He's just trying to get his name out there a little bit. As time progresses, we're going to make that happen. But I don't want y'all motherfucking thieves to try to steal this nigga from me while he do it. So that's one artist. I don't want nobody else to get offended neither because half of the time when an artist comes into my world or step to me, they're already projects deep. They already have done a lot of projects and they just need a little tweaking here, there, arranging, tracks or whatever have you, or what you think is missing from this album, what type of track, But to fully put my hands around the whole project, it would be him and don't laugh at me, but Young Pharaoh. Now, I know some of y'all may be familiar with Young Pharaoh. I hope y'all are. He's always the center of controversy. He speaks his mind. He tries to put a lot of knowledge out there in the community for the youth. Holds no punches, but he raps too. He has a project, I think it's called something shift or whatever. You feel me? Like the shift for something. And I've been listening to it, and he usually uses it on his YouTube videos and stuff, some of his things. And I'm like, if I can get my hands on Young Pharaoh and we lock into the studio, it would be a whole nother ball fucking game when it comes down to this dude and rap. You would put him right up there with a bunch of other individuals that give you knowledge and stuff like that, like the Chambadas and stuff like that. Like, I really wish I can get my hands on Young Pharaoh in the studio. We would come out with a fucking banger. Let's go. All right, next question on here comes from Skip the Kid 80, my nigga Scottie Pippen. You feel me? Top 10 producers of all time. This is crazy to me too. Top 10 producers of all time. You feel me? Was a really I was really like going back and forth with a couple things because everybody know, like I'm a mainstream sound, like, I do a lot of stuff with the underground now because that's where the realest music is coming out of. But dog, you like on the come up, everything was mainstream for me because the mainstream artists was still conscious and we still had space and lanes for all of this stuff. So just on the come up though, the RZA, number one, Just Blaze, Kanye West, Dr. Dre. We're gonna go Timbaland. You feel me? Pharrell. This is where it gets kind of like tricky for me because like I want to throw Dilla in there, Madlib in there. You feel me? The Alchemist. The Alchemist has had so much strong years in the game. He is one of the most sustained producers that we have. Period. Then it's Pete Rock and Primo and stuff like that. But really, like, you know what I mean? If you couldn't get that hit on the board for me, I wasn't paying attention to you as no producer. But you feel me? That's it right there. RZA, Just Blaze, Kanye West, Dr. Dre, Timbaland, Pharrell, Madlib, Dilla, The Alchemist, Pete Rock, and like Primo. Like that's 11. I cheated, but it's okay. Next question on here comes from Dante with like 80,000 underscores. I'm gonna tell you right now, Dante, like you be trying to fuck with me on Twitter and stuff like that. We have some really good discussions. I always enjoy talking to you, but like yo, you be really on me sometimes. You make me think about a lot of stuff. I do appreciate that. Top 10 worst rappers of all time. Now it's crazy because I am impartial to bad rappers sometimes. Sometimes I like a bad rapper. But this really made me think about one person in general, right? And it's like, for all the accolades that somebody like this person has, all the business sense, how much we respect what they do off the table, like of hip hop or whatever, and how they make moves and how they sustain themselves in hip hop and how they made moves when it was their era. Can we recite anything from Master P other than a hook? I think Master P might be the worst fucking rapper in hip hop. And I know that's crazy because we got the Silk the Shockers and shit like that, but Silk the Shocker verse on Best to Me. All of these things. Like it's weird because I don't want to just throw him out there like that. But somebody who's been around in the game so much, like, I appreciate him more, and, I got the hookup and all of these things. Other than hooks, I can't recite a Master P verse to you or a bar or quote him or whatever, so he would have to be, for me, the worst rapper ever. Him and, like, Will.I.Am. Somebody who, somebody who, fake rapper, whatever. Even though when Black Eyed Peas first came out, they was a real, like, mixed, solid, like underground type group or whatever, and niggas was rapping, but I don't know what happened with all of that. So Dante, Master P, dog. I can't give you 10, but I can give you that one. And I really want us to think about, like, how much of Master P's work do you know for somebody who had such a high, such a high ride in the game. So really weird. Next question on here comes from the real Stefan. I do want to shout you out too, because you always be coming there kind of sly and cutthroat on the kid when we do converse with each other. Ain't nothing but love for you though. I like that type of energy all day. Did you hear De La Soul's next 2 albums were going to be produced by DJ Premier and Pete Rock, and what's your opinion? Go for it. You feel me? I have no opinions on that. De La Soul has been one of these like foundations in hip hop that have got played. They had to fight to get their music on streaming. They had to do all of this stuff. So whatever they gotta do right now to get this shit popping, I think it's gonna be good. Now, will they be living up to the standard that they had? That's what, like, the big question is. Like, is everybody gonna be like capable of rapping at that level moving forward? Is everybody going to be doing that type of thing moving forward and able to bring what they bring to the table? I think it's going to be dope. It's not like these 2 producers is something like out of the world. Like, you talking about DJ Premier and fucking Pete Rock. You feel me? Like, these are two producers that's active. They know how to bring, a modern sound to a group like De La Soul or stuff like that. I'm really, really interested just to see it and see how it turns out. So, I just have well wishes for the project. I hope that they come in there and they really, like, knock that shit out the park. You don't want this, at this point in time in your career, to come through with some, like, fugazi ass shit at the end of the day. Look, y'all got me all in 90s vibe. I said the word fugazi. I don't even say that no more. But thank you so much for your questions, Stefan. Now, the next and last question is coming again from the Matt Homie chat. Shout out Fuzzy, Amir, Aman, Bud, Chopzilla, Benji, Benji Socrates, let's just get it right here, Bob's, like everybody, Shava Styles, like salute to all you guys over there. What do you think about Matt Homie dick riders? Now this is, I'm saying this is the Matt Homie chat. What do you think about Matt Homie diss riders? Now let me tell you. You can't be a Matt Homie dick rider. You know why? I haven't heard him put out a bad verse. I haven't heard him put out a bad verse. I haven't heard him put out a bad project. And it costs money to be involved in this man's brand. So it's not like these other artists. It's not like some free thing for you to fully get engaged with Matt Homie. You have to pay for it, or you have to be real crafty how you get into music. You got to do extra work. You just can't go and press play. Even if you pirating this shit or whatever have you, you got to do extra work to get involved into his world. So his fans are his true fans. Like, if you're a Matt Homie fan, a stan, you're a true fan. But at the same time, if he fuck up, I don't think that everybody would just be like, oh no, that's great, it's great, just because it's Matt Homie. I think that y'all would really call a spade, because to be on that level of Matt Homie, like, yo, his verses is so layered. What he does is so layered. How he moves is so crazy. You feel me? This is the same man we can't even get lyrics from unless you sit there and write out the shit yourself. You feel me? So once you have all of those qualities and elements in there, if he fuck up or he becomes lackluster anywhere down the line, his fan base will be the first one to tell and be like, dog, like, you know what I mean? It's not working. We're not about to purchase, $400 albums and all of this shit when you're not giving us what we want there. So I don't think it's no true, when it comes down to Homie, I don't think it's no true, like, dick riders, like, when it comes down to his fan base or whatever have you. So, you feel me? Y'all just do y'all thing, and hopefully he do his thing, and hopefully as his brand grows, he doesn't lose that thing that he has, which is wordplay, entendres, innuendos, and just the musicality behind a couple of things that he does do. Like, he's not afraid to approach different tracks different ways. So thank you guys so much. This has been so much fun. Let me know what you think about any of my answers in the comments below. I want some of y'all to answer some of these questions yourselves in the comments below. Look out on Twitter and IG at Madam Money Says. That's MADAMMONEYSAYS for the next time #AskTrap drop. So you feel me? Y'all could see what's really going on with the kid. You feel me? Yeah, it's crazy because y'all was talking this nostalgic Brooklyn stuff, and like, nah, I do need to go get that 2-piece and that biscuit from Crown's Chicken when they open up. But I'll be seeing you guys around. Peace.
Ready, steady, aim at the target. I'm flooding the market, a break from the garbage. An artist, sensitive about mind pardon. No margin for error, flawless be rarer. The black cat goddess, you walking with a panther. Painting these pictures with words like Samantha, MacGyver. Alchemy on the track, make it lava. And I won't stop rocking till I retire. Singular or plural, she rank numero uno.